and thanks for staying with us. Federal government banned transit goods to Niger Republic. Also on customs report, the Controller General of Customs speaks on the activities of port operations in the country. Plus, more report. I am Egeseme Idine. Stay tuned. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service has said that the service will deploy all strategies to enforce border closure against Niger Republic. The Controller General also said that customs will ensure effective mining of all illegal routes into the country.
The intention of this visit is to reiterate the directive given by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu because of the issue affecting our neighbors. A directive has been given sequel to the decision of the heads of state of ECOWAS, and we know that our president is the current chairman of ECOWAS. The decision has been taken to effect the closure of all land borders with the Republic of Niger as a result of the situation that is ongoing in that country. It therefore becomes our responsibility as very responsible agencies of government to implement this directive to the letter, to ensure that there is full compliance, to ensure that there is total blockade of the border, both outbound and outward movement of cargo for now should be suspended until further notice. I believe that as security agencies, we understand why this decision has to be taken in the interest of peace and stability, not just in Nigeria, but also in the West African sub-region. It could be a very painful decision, especially for our communities along the border areas, but it is a decision that has to be taken. And the decision has been taken, and it is now our responsibility to ensure that we implement.
Since the military coup in the Niger Republic, entering and exit points in the country has been blocked by management of Nigerian Customs Service. The Customs was later had an interactive section with stakeholders as they promised to obey every order by the federal government and see to the peaceful coexistence of the nation.
Prosperity to Nigerians, and not just Nigerians, to people within the sub-region. He has demonstrated it in words and in deeds, and perhaps this was what explains his emergence as the chairman of ECOWAS within a month of assumption of duty. But now we have a situation in our hands where there is a situation of instability, where there is a situation of insecurity. This situation does not allow for trade to flourish. We cannot have any meaningful trade in an atmosphere of insecurity or instability that we presently have in Niger. This explains the reason why ECOWAS, through the authority of head of states, have taken the decision to suspend and close all land borders with the Republic of Niger. And it is the responsibility of Nigeria Customs Service working with other agencies of government to give meaning to this and implement it in its entirety. So I have gone around some few border stations, and I'm happy with what I've seen in terms of compliance with this directive. Our officers don't have any choice. They are under obligations as long as they remain officers to carry out this directive, and they are doing it to the latter. I've seen it happen here, and I've seen it happen in Ilela border, where I've visited earlier today. For members of the community, it's a process of engagement with them to let them understand why this difficult decision has to be taken. I've just finished an engagement with stakeholders who are here in Jibia border, and they have expressed their understanding for this decision, and they are willing to cooperate with us. We have seen them that they are law-abiding, and we don't have any difficulty convincing them that the decision is in the best interest of Nigeria and, of course, the sub-region.
The federal government banned Niger Republic transit goods from all land borders and seaports. The acting Controller General of Customs made a pronouncement when he visited Ogun 1 Command of the service. He was welcomed to the command by guards of honor by Idiroko Border Command. He paid a working visit to the Idiroko border with some of his management staff. He urged the officers to continue to maintain law and order in all the border in the country.
I can assure you that under me, Customs will open its door of cooperation and collaboration to all the agencies. We will have those platforms from the strategic level, and I want to be sure that at the command, the state, and the local levels, we are also going to have similar platform for cooperation and very strong collaborations for you to work together and achieve the mandate of national security. We are all aware of the situation in our northern neighbor, Republic of Niger. In response to a national directive, presidential directive, from our President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as our President and as the Chairman of the ECOWAS Authorities of Head of State, we are monitoring the situation in Niger closely. And one of the decisions taken in the wisdoms of the heads of state is the closure of our borders with Niger. Over the period of, during last week, I paid a working visit to some of those borders, and I can assure you that the implementation of that measures there is 100%. And when that happens, people who want to smuggle things into that country may want to explore openings in other borders. So this is why it is important for you to be very, very, very vigilant. Anywhere we have borders, there could be compromise and there could be attempts to use routes that are not necessarily normal for them to cross things into Niger. All transit goods going into Niger for now are to be stopped anywhere you see them. Any transit goods making use transiting through Nigerian territory, the customs territory, should be stopped if they are headed for Niger Republic. And this is also a time for us to remain very, very, very vigilant, because the enemies of the state, they are still at work. Those who are bent in destabilizing the country, they are still at work. You recall the incidents of about 2 weeks ago when some elements smuggled ammunition across using some of the flanks that we have here. So this is therefore a reminder that you cannot afford to relax at any point in time. Your level of vigilance, your level of alertness must be 100%. You must be ready all the time. You must cultivate very, very credible and useful intelligence from amongst the community that you live. And you must learn to synergize and cooperate with other agencies who are working together with you to enhance national security.
Tinkan Customs Command has continued to make huge seizures and revenue for the country. The acting Controller General of Customs paid a working visit to the command, was welcomed by the Customs Area Controller, in the zone.
This port was established as a ro-ro port before it evolved into a general cargo port. The command is saddled with the responsibility of collection of revenue, trade facilitation, suppression of smuggling, and enforcement of fiscal policies of the federal government. The command has 27 active terminals and bonded warehouses. NCS modernization project in the area command. The VIM valuation platform has helped the command to achieve expedited clearance process due to predictability of value assessment, increased revenue collection, improved ease of doing business, as well as generates accurate statistics for fiscal policies used by the federal government. This web-based application automated the 846 manual processes by eliminating paperwork, delays, document facilitation, falsification, signature falsification, increasing compliance level and revenue. We were lucky to be one of the commands that benefited from the non-intrusive inspection equipment. These has helped in facilitation of trade. We have just one in Roro, but we are using this meeting to solicit that we need more scanners because of the peculiarity of the terminals there. They are a bit distant to each other. So we need more scanners so that even at the key apron, while they're discharging, these cargo containers can move through these scanners and the image is stored. And when the risk engine now evaluates for scan and for image analysis, we'll be able to do that swiftly. This will reduce time in physical examination. We are also, in this command, we have engaged in stakeholders meeting. The command has mapped the stakeholders into segments with a view to engaging each group in recognition of their role in the trade value chain. The regular engagements help us to foster cooperation, trust, and confidence, and buy into the service headquarters directives as it relates with them. Our intention is to ensure that we bring them up to speed with the strategic direction of the service as advocates that can help achieve the service mandate.
Customs area controller said that the command has continued to implement command policies. The acting CG has this to say at the command.
It is with a feeling of gratitude to God Almighty that I stand before you to address you. I've seen faces here, and I've seen so many faces, including that of your controller, that we trained together in 1990. When I got my first staff order, it was to serve in Tinkan Island ports. And I worked here diligently, and it was with some kind of mixed feelings when the staff order for me came to proceed to Abuja in 1996 or thereabouts. Over the years, a number of other postings, and here I am. So the first I want to say is that sometimes you are here, sometimes your time to leave will fall due, and you will not have a choice but to leave. But like we always say, it is not all the time that you leave for bad. You might leave and come back again in a higher responsibility, in a completely different environment, because it is completely a fluid where we are. And if you check your career, you will have also discovered that as you grow, you get into a place, you leave, sometimes you get back there in a higher capacity. So let us all look at ourselves when we are here, when the responsibility is thrust on us. Let's live the moment, let the moment count. Let there be some kind of legacy that they will say after you. And let it be said that when you came, you saw the opportunity
and then you seized it. I want to also start by expressing my gratitude to the CSC and, of course, all the officers who have worked with him to accord our delegation a very wonderful welcome. We appreciate you, and we pray that God will continue to guide and protect all of us. Whether we work in the port, the border station, training college, anywhere, what we do speaks to those three major mandates of customs. We generate revenue. We protect the economy by suppressing smuggling. And our processes, our procedures are organized in such a way that they promote trade facilitation. In doing all of this, we must see that the watchword in all of this is for us to provide service to our fatherland. And we must be guided by the needs and the requirements to pursue excellence while we do this. The name of our organization is Nigeria Customs Service. So what we offer is service. What we offer is service. I need us all to imbibe that and let that be our guiding principle. So when you lock up a declaration, when you fail to show up for examination, or if you do examination and you don't make the proper entries, you are not offering service. It means you are not showing commitment to a fatherland. It means promotion of the economy is not your business. So let us live up to our name by providing quality service to our fatherland. We've had interaction behind closed door with the controller. We are familiar with some of those challenges, and I think he just decided not to bore us with them. We are familiar with the challenge of power supply. We are familiar with the concern expressed over the inadequacy of the capacity of the scanners and so many others. So we'll be working round the clock to ensure that we address these issues in the fullness of time.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The Airport Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has urged the cadet of the Nigerian Customs Service to always work according to the legal rules as approved by government. The controller made the remarks when the cadets was led by the commandant of the school for a working visit to the airport command. The controller says that customs will always train members of the staff according to the government directives.
In fact, we have a very good collaboration with the sister agencies that are working here with us. So we don't have any issue with them. So the new, those cadets officers, in fact, we advise them that wherever they go, anywhere they go, if they meet their sister agencies, they should work together with them. We are all working for the federal government.
In as much as we got to see.
In fact, the training they receive while they are in their school, I think it will not even allow them to come and have an issue with the other sister agencies. Because Customs is a well-disciplined organization. So already, before they come out from their training, that thing has already been inculcated in them. So I don't think there will be any issue.
The commandant says that the visit will enable them to understand the service more when they leave the college into their various units as approved by the Customs Management.
We, as a college, will be thankful to the Comptroller General of Customs and the management team for the opportunity again once more to add value to the system. This operational study tour is part of the college curriculum for us to expose our cadets to the practical aspect of customs operations. We've been here for the past 3 hours or thereabout. We've gone around various units of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. I'm pleased, I'm happy. All the sectional heads have done very, very well. They have actually met our desire. They have actually met the objective of the college and what we stand to gain. We are grateful. We've also exposed them to what collaboration and synergies is all about. and this is in line with Controller General of Customs policy. You can see that Controller General of Customs, he has been moving around for the past 2 weeks, moving around, trying to have some collaboration and synergies with sister agencies and other government parastatals, and that is what also we stand to build upon. And I can tell you for free that everything that that took place for the past 3 hours is 100% satisfactory.
The acting controller in charge of Zone A have been speaking on rice seizures made by its men in the last 1 month. The smugglers of disease from smuggling items into the country. He has this to say.
These seizures were made within the period under review for non-compliance with the extant laws. Notable among the seizures are 5,642 by 50 kg bags of foreign parboiled rice, equivalent to 9 trailer loads. 18,925 liters, 757 by 25 liters jerrycans of premium motor spirits, 20 pieces of pistol pouches, 15 pieces of bulletproof jackets, 15 pieces of jackknife, 49 cartons of children's school shoes, 181, that's about 87 kg of parcels of Indian hemp, otherwise known as cannabis sativa, 357 kegs by 5 liters of vegetable oil, 1 unit of Honda motorcycle that was imported into Nigeria under very spurious circumstances that we are still investigating. 2 used Tokumbo vehicles. A total duty paid value, DPV, of the seized goods stood at 462,708,875 naira, while the sum of 66,493,346 naira 41 kobo was recovered as revenue into the Federation account through the issuance of demand notices on custom duties that were discovered to be underpaid. 13 suspects were arrested in connection with some of the seizures and are at different stages of investigations and prosecution. I will also hand over 3 suspects and cannabis sativa with a net weight of 7,728 kilograms to officials of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Lagos State Command, for further investigation and prosecution. This is aimed at discouraging the business of smuggling because it is capable of destroying our economy and could adversely affect our living standards. The criminal business of smuggling mainly favors only a selfish few who do not mean well for the country.
Bring you a clip of the decoration as approved by Nigerian Customs Service and also as decorated by the CG of Nigerian Customs Service in Abuja. Before the end of this week's edition of the program, we brought you a report where seizures worth millions of naira was intercepted by FOU Zone A in Lagos. For me, Ikeseme Edine, thanks for watching.